Thursdays with This Is a Pen 2002. Yeah! This is my official Thursday bow tie. Yeah. Okay, so today is going to be a bit of story time. Okay, young one, sit down on the carpet in front of me. I'm going to tell you a story. A few stories. So, I'm going to tell you the stories of the two dullest times I went to Disneyland. Okay, so, I'm going to tell you like highlights of the times. So the first time I went to Disneyland, I was 5 or 6. So I don't remember much anymore. But I do remember a few different things. So, yeah, let's start talking about that. So, the few things I do remember from that was we went to 3 different places. Went to Universal Studios, SeaWorld, and Disneyland. So, I don't remember much about Universal Studios or SeaWorld. I do remember, like, I loved SeaWorld, and I kept naming all the animals and stuff, but I don't remember much from that. Disneyland, though, I do remember a few different things. Was that, like, the first time, like, we were watching a parade, and literally, me being my 5-year-old self, we were standing along the thing, and there was a tree behind us. And so guess what I do? I pull down my pants, turn around, and start peeing on the tree. Yeah, and then my aunt saw me, and she started freaking out, and then my mom took me to the bathroom, where I actually peed in the toilet. Yeah. And then I do remember, like, I was, so it was, like, my turn to pick where we went for dinner that night, one time. And so I said I wanted to go get wings, and so they were like, okay, let's go get pizza and buffalo wings. And so as we're driving, we see a pizza place, but it doesn't have buffalo wings, so we don't go there. But we drive past it, and my grandma screams at the top of her lungs, "Oh no, pizza!" Like, just starts freaking out because we passed the pizza place. And we, we explained to her that there was no wings there. So that's why we didn't go there. But it was pretty funny. Okay, so that's really the most of what I remember from that. But the other time, the second time I went to Disneyland, is the time I remember more. Because I was 9. 8 or... No, I was 8. Okay, I was about to turn 8. Because we went... So, on the last day of my 3rd grade year, okay, my parents wake me up at 5 in the morning. Okay, and they're like... And my grandma goes to work pretty early in the morning, so they're like, Isaac, Eli, Grandma's car broke down, we need to go help her. And so we get there, we get halfway there, and I was like, are we going back before we go to school? Because it was the last day of school. And they're like, yeah. I was like, okay. And then halfway there, I was like, oh, I forgot my glasses, but I can get them when we go back. They're like, oh no. And so they go back, we get my glasses, and I'm confused as to why we did. But we go back, and this is how, like, friggin' tired I was. We pull up, we go in the house, and I sit down at the kitchen table. There's 3 big bags of luggage sitting on the table. And I was so tired I paid no attention to them whatsoever. I was like, and I was asleep at the table. And my mom's like, guess what, guys? We're not going to school today. We're going to California. And I started freaking out. Like that. I might have the video of that. I'm not going to make any promises. But if there's a second video uploaded today, that's what it is. Because it's like 30 seconds, but I might. Yeah, just shut up. No, just kidding. Just kidding. Okay, so I start freaking out. That woke me up, obviously. I'm like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. That was weird. But then we get on a plane, we go, and then we get there, and like I still can't believe where we are because I had no idea. Even though like for the past week before we went, my mom had her luggage out for some reason. Again, paid no attention to that. I had no clue. And so my brother kept asking at breakfast, or kept saying at breakfast, he's like, at first, I just thought you were kidding. And he kept saying that over and over. And hold on. Hold on. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Sorry. Okay, so I got this journal to write in at Disneyland. Obviously, I didn't write much. It's about as far as I got. We woke up at 4 a.m. My mom and Dad told Eli. That's all I wrote. Okay, but it says like in each page I wrote like the saying of the day. So for day 1 I wrote, at first I thought you were kidding. And then that day we went to Santa Monica Pier. See? There's my 8-year-old drawing of us at Santa Monica Pier on the beach. And my brother, as we're walking down the boardwalk, he has no shoes on. Well, actually, like the planks that leads up to the water, he gets a huge sliver, like deep in his foot. And so my dad had to take him into the bathroom and like pry it out. It was not a fun experience, and he couldn't stand anymore that day. So my dad had to like have him on his shoulders when he went into the ocean and all along the boardwalk. That's a cool boardwalk though. And I remember like the day before we went and went to the library, and I got like tons of comic books. And so I was reading comic books like all in the car in California. And so the saying of the day for day number 2 this is the first day we went to Disneyland. Okay. Saying of the day for day number 2 is that real? Because when we were on Pirates of the Caribbean, my brother, being his 5-year-old self, kept asking if every single person and every single like dog and everything, is that real? We kept telling him, no, none of this is real. And that's my 8-year-old drawing of Mickey. And then the third day, we did not go to Disneyland. We went to Hollywood Boulevard. It's my picture. And so the saying of this day is we went to Cafe Rio that night. Well, okay, so we wanted to go to Panda Express. So my dad looks up on his phone, Panda Express near here. And so it's like calculating Panda Express near here. Oh, we found one. We'll give you directions. And so we got in the car, okay? We go, and our hotel was right down the street from Knott's Berry Farm. Like, you could go out on our or balcony, and you could see Knott's Berry Farm. So we drive up to Knott's Berry Farm. We drive up to Knott's Berry Farm, and we're driving like, it says turn left, but we're like, we can't, or else we go into Knott's Berry Farm. So we're like driving around Knott's Berry Farm for like an hour, and then we finally figured out, like the geniuses we are, the Panda Express is in Knott's Berry Farm. So we're like, oh shoot, we gotta go somewhere different. And so there's a Cafe Rio nearby. I don't know if you know what that is. It's this really good Mexican restaurant that has like super good salads. Okay, so as we're sitting down at the table, okay, I hear an announcement go over the speakers. It's like, try a free sample of, and that's all I heard. And so I was like, what was this free sample of? And my dad's like, peanut brittle. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go ask for some. So I walk up to the counter. I'm like, hi, can I have a free sample of peanut brittle? And they're like, we don't have peanut brittle. And then I was like, wait. And then it clicked, and I looked back at my dad, and he's like cracking up so hard, and I was so mad at him. And yeah. And that's as far as I got writing. But I drew like, okay, so here's a few more stories about that time. So the next day we went to Disneyland again. There wasn't anything really, like, funny story or anything outstanding from that day. Except for when we went on Tower of Terror. My brother Eli didn't want to go on it. But my grandma was scared of it. So in the picture, Eli's sitting there like, and my grandma's like, it's funny. But, so, on the 4th day there, no, so that'd be 5th day there, we went to Disneyland again. We went to Disneyland again that day. And then, so what I decided to get was this, with my money, okay, this Tron motorcycle, lights up. I don't even think I've ever seen that movie all the way through. And, where is it? This Toy Story drawing book. Okay. And the whole time I was looking at this 2 set of Wally and Eve Vinymations. It was a pack. Okay. It was like $10 or $15. It was like $15. Okay. So I'm like, oh, I want that. But then I see those 2 things. I'm like, okay, I'll get that. So guess what? I'm now finding out that Wally and Eve set is worth over $500 at the moment. So yeah. But I drew some of these. Oh yeah, and then the last day, the 6th day we were there, we went to Venice Beach, and that place is scary. But okay, so I drew some things on the plane. That's Martian from Toy Story. That's my trying to draw Buzz Lightyear. But I had Sharpie, so that's my never draw with Sharpie. And then here was me drawing like a lizard, trying to get a flip-flop, I guess. And then I think that was supposed to be Bullseye or the unicorn guy. What's his name? Buttercup. And then, is there any other pictures? Nope, that's about it. And then we went back home and I was sad because everyone's sad when they leave Disneyland. Excuse me. But one thing I loved in Disneyland was World of Color. That was awesome. So, I hope you liked this video. Comment, rate, subscribe. Bye.